At 9 months old, I was diagnosed with cerebral palsy. Mine is spastic cerebral palsy, which the best way to describe that is take 2 long sticks and join them at the ends, and then take the tightest rubber band you can and connect it to the opposite end of those sticks. Now try to stretch it out. It's going to want to bounce back. It's going to keep wanting to bounce back. So that's my legs. You got to stretch, and it's going to bounce right back. Once you are diagnosed with CP, there's no getting rid of it. You just learn how to manage it throughout the rest of your life. There's been years in my earlier 20s where I was touring all over the country playing music, and then there have been days, months, and weeks where I just wouldn't touch the drums because my body just wouldn't allow it. Yesterday isn't here anymore, and tomorrow's not here yet. And so I don't give myself that option to want to quit. I don't give myself the option to want to do something else. My cousin, Chris, he was probably one of the first people that was in my life that looked at me and said, the only thing that you can't do is what you don't allow yourself to do. You can do anything you want. I was 8, he was 9. He started playing drums at his school. He put my first pair of drumsticks in my hands. He put those drumsticks in my hand, and we sat there on my grandmother's couch. She had these couches with these wooden block ends, and we would do this for hours. Never did lessons until I got to 6th grade, and then even then, it was still kind of self-taught. The difference was I was starting to learn how to read music in school band. My classroom growing up was community center drumlines that I wasn't even a part of because, again, I was a kid that was either in a wheelchair or using a walker. So doing community center drumlines in St. Louis wasn't going to work. And so I would go there and I would watch them rehearse for different parades they had around St. Louis all summer and just watch what they were doing, watch what their drumsticks were doing and stuff like that. Outside of that, most of my education there was in the church, you know, and we're talking growing up in the early Kirk Franklin days before contemporary Christian music. There's so much stuff out there in the world of drums and music. And the hardest thing that I have had to learn by way of CP and drums is how to not only set my drums up, but set them up in the same way every time, no matter where I am. Everything for me has to be very tight. The reason being is my right arm doesn't like to extend like that's about as far as it extends. I try to sit as high as I can without feeling like I'm gonna fall forward, right? And then I have my drums as low as I can. That way it keeps everything flat. We are our own worst critics. We are our own worst naysayers. The person that tells you you can't the most is yourself. You know, I am my biggest fan, and I have to be my biggest fan, because if not, those days where I don't feel like playing are gonna win. You know, those days where I don't feel like recording a video are gonna win, and I'm gonna sit here and not do any of what I'm supposed to be doing. Get out of your own way. Remember that you are your own worst critic, but at the same time, you can be your own best superhero.